The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin.
And I got Lou from Fairfield, Connecticut, man. How you doing, Lou?
I'm doing good, Darrell. And I got to tell you, you're not just blowing hot air out there. I think the way you look at the market is terrific. You're a nice guy as far as over the TV. All the research you do, all the homework you do, I truly appreciate it. I appreciate your view of the market. It's awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Darrell Martin.
Alrighty, folks. Welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Let's check out where the markets are at. Right now, we got the S&P is up 1.5. The Russell's up 6.8. The Nasdaq up 6.75. Dow's currently up 27 points. So it's, in summary, pretty quiet. I'm looking on over at copper. We got copper. It's down about 1%. We have gold down 0.5%. We got silver is currently running flat on the day. Natural gas is down about 0.5%. We got oil that's coming on up here. We got oil is down 1%. And with a dollar move, so some nice moves in oil and ags as well. We got corn down over 2% right now. Soybeans down 15 points. That's almost 1.5%. We got a pound dollar is currently down 43 pips. Euro dollar's down 25. Euro pound is up 3. The dollar CAD is currently up 57 pips. The dollar franc is up 31 pips. US yen is currently up 26 pips, with the pound yen being flat on the day. Euro yen up 9 and Aussie yen up 4. So like I said, we have had some nice moves on over here. Let's go ahead and check out. Let me get this out of the way. Go over here. We'll throw up at oil, see what it's doing right now. So decent little move there on oil. It's down at 1 deviation, 2 right there. Like, look at that, right to the level. Just bounced off of its expected move for the 1 o'clock hour. Starting to move on back up. And just watching it right now, there's not a whole lot happening, but anyway, so got that one. Let's go ahead. Let's check out gold. We got gold coming up. And who knows, maybe we can throw a trade on. Main goal today, though. Finish up our homework for the upcoming FOMC. And let's see. Gold did just fire off a spike striker, but it was end of hour. And so that one is done. Nothing yet. So pretty quiet, pretty low expectations on movement today. You can see not even quite hitting deviation levels at all. About 25% of a deviation level right now. And pretty quiet. Gold, I would expect to actually be quiet. There's a lot of demand on the options right now. So that is pushing deviation levels out. However, why would they be so wide if it's so quiet today? There's so much demand on the options right now because of upcoming FOMC and NFP. So it's going to push those deviations out a little bit wider than normal on a day like today. And let's see here. What else do we got? Moving on around. Just trying to say that's really the main stuff. As far as other markets that are moving, we were looking at some of those earlier. And I guess we could let's check out corn and soybeans, see what they look like. Let's pull those up. And scroll way on down here. There we go. Got our corn contracts. Load that one up. We'll look at soybeans. And, I mean, corn's the biggest mover of the day today, so it's a very nice move. But you can see it's on down. Look at that. I mean, just you don't get a prettier trend. And it just popped right off. I mean, it's just like right near 3 deviations on the day. Let's see. It's just a massive move. Ooh, I don't even know. Is that an error? So that was a massive spike right there. Let's reload our data. Let's see. Here's a tip for you. I always have 2 charting platforms open. I never have just one platform. Why? Because when I see something really weird, like an 8-point pop happen, okay? and just right in front of my eyes, just boom. And now that could be a news-related event. Maybe I know about it. Maybe I don't know about it. Okay? But when I see something happen, I want to have another place I can go through and look at and verify market movement. And, I mean, you'd be surprised how many little things that, all of a sudden you realize, wow, that's an error, or that's an issue with the platform, or, whatever. There could be all sorts of different issues. And so, I'm looking at this one right here, and I'm like, well, the market really wasn't down at that price today. So on the ZC, let's see, what do we got, a Z12? So let me bring up right here, Thinkorswim, okay? And looking at that, I'm really not seeing that data line up. And so that obviously raises a red flag for me if I see some sort of big, massive spike. And it did drop down quite a bit. And I am on the December future, so I'm going to have to dig into that. But that, obviously, I don't see that movement at all happening over here. And even if I narrow on down to 1 minute charts on here on corn, and I'm seeing the current price is lining up perfectly, but I'm not seeing that low. So the tip for you is, if you see something weird, you need to have another charting platform already open and ready so you can go and look at it. It doesn't mean that you have all your indicators on it. I use another charting platform primarily. I use another charting platform just for verification of price action. Maybe you don't have a data feed connected. You haven't even paid attention. So I like to have all my main instruments up, and Thinkorswim is one of my preferred alternate platforms. They're awesome. You can go on there, you can open an account up, and just for getting an alternate one. Now, I'm not saying my primary one. Notice I said Thinkorswim is my alternate. Okay. Now, other platforms that I like using for trading, if I'm doing future seasonal spreads, I'm trading eSignal. If I'm just doing outright futures, Ninja Trader, maybe eSignal on that, just outrights, but there's some things I can do in Ninja that I like for outright futures. There's some things I can do in eSignal I like for seasonal spreads on futures. For options, I'll use Thinkorswim. So it's really what is the edge that platform's giving me? And so I go over here, we'll get soybeans. See, soybeans, that's lining up. That makes sense. If I put this over on a 5-minute chart, we can shrink it down a little bit. There we go. Then we'll just zoom in on the current day. And chart's pretty much lining up. Okay, so right there, price is lining up. Everything looks normal. Just something is up over there on that corn contract. I'm not sure what it is. I'll definitely dig into it and figure it out. But it may be something to do with roll or how roll's planned in to the contract. I just know corn is really, it's been really weird because of the dates the prices have been so different on historical dates. And there's been some massive gaps, and that's caused all sorts of weird tick issues. And so in Ninja Trader, let me show you something you can do. You can go over here, you go to Tools, you can go to Instrument Manager. I'm going to pull up corn, and I'm sure I've made some edits on this because I'm usually editing some of the contracts to make them line up on the rolls, how I want them to line up. And so once I look up the contract, like corn, and then I click on it, I click on Edit, right here. And then on the Miscellaneous tab, you scroll down to the bottom. And now you have all the contract months defined. Click on that. And now what you'll see is that we have all these different dates right here. And this actually becomes where our issue is. Okay? It's trying to roll over, but it says don't roll over till 8/25, and I have it set to merge back adjusted data. So, how do I fix this problem? Because we got 7, well, that one was corrected. We got 9, that one's corrected. How do I know it's already corrected? See, check this out. This is where you'll see it. Notice how it says that there's a date which is in the past, okay? And notice how it has an offset, meaning there's basically 5.5 points difference between the September and the July contract on 6/24. Okay? Therefore, what that tells me is that was the difference. And it won't update it again until December on August 25th. The problem is I'm on December corn right now, and their roll date doesn't match the reality of the market. So how do I fix this? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in to CME Group.com. And now we're going to find the ag markets over here. So agriculture. Now we'll go down, we'll find corn. There we go, first one on the list. Now I'm going to find settlements. Okay, these are settlements for yesterday, which is perfect. So now I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to change this to roll on 7/28. Does it really matter? No. Okay? It just matters that it's in the past and that I get the difference. And to me, the easiest way to do it is to base it on settlement on the official settlement difference. So that's why I'm not worried about rolling it on the exact week that corn volume rolled over and went to December, and I'm not really that worried about it. And, I mean, you can see the volume right there is 62 versus 84,000. Okay? So there's still quite a bit of volume in the September contract, but I want to move it over now because everybody else has rolled over to December. So let's check this out. Well, there is zero difference. Okay, 376.6, 376.6. Actually, that's right spot on. There was in previous days, but actually yesterday they settled at the exact same price on September versus December. So we'll click OK on that. Then we'll click OK right there. So all we'll do is just update the date. And then we'll click OK right here. Then let's make sure we got... Yep, we're on it. So there we go. Well, now, if I search that and go to this, notice how it's going to show me December. It had September down there. Now it has December as the automatic expiration date because I've told NinjaTrader to roll on that date. Now, if there would have been a different price, if it would have been 5 points higher right here or 5 points lower on this, where the two settlements were different, then I would have added 5 or subtracted 5 or, whatever. I would have made the difference in there. But there was no difference. So click OK on that. Right over here. Once that's all built in, now I'm going to close that chart out. I'm actually going to close down my Ninja. And then I'm going to clear out the cache folder. There's a couple ways to do that. One of them, the manual method, okay, is just to go in and go over here to, we're going to go to what? It's going to be under Documents, and then it's going to be under NinjaTrader, and then we'll go into the bin, and then we'll go into, oh no, not the bin. We'll go into Database, and you'll see a cache folder. Okay? So I can just literally delete that data out. Now if I hit Shift Delete, it'll actually delete it out of my recycle bin, so I won't be storing it. I should have done Shift Delete. Do it. So that's the folder I want to delete right there, is right there. Now I can also get rid of all these if I want to. And to do that, just hit Shift Delete. It'll get rid of all that information. And now when I open my charts up, I'll have clean data. So that's one of the methods. The other one is like using the toolkit. You can just click on the cache removal button and the tools. All right, we'll be back right after this break.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Darrell takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Okay. So, anyway, just wanted to give you that verification ability and give you that tip. I mean, a lot of traders, especially when they're new, they come in, or even when they're experienced, they get so used to one platform. And, again, I'm not saying that you need to manage all of your trades out of multiple platforms. Now, I will manage trades on multiple platforms for various reasons if they give me an edge. So, I guess if I often trade Thinkorswim, I'll use that for options. I'll use, when I'm doing future spreading, I'll do that on eSignal, because I can actually go in and chart the different spreads, buy this month, sell that month, and it'll give me true intraday open, high, low, close bars. Everything else just gives you like the high of one minus the high of the other, which is a false bar. That's not where the price actually traded at during that day on the spread. So I'll use eSignal for that. I'll use Ninja for my futures, for stock. It's just easy and it ties into a lot of different brokers. So, there's a lot of different reasons to use different platforms. But no matter what your reasons are, even if you're like, this is all I trade, I don't need more than one platform. I totally agree with you. You don't need more than one platform to trade. But you do want more than one platform just to validate your data. Okay? If for no other reason, just to validate the data. Let's see. Let's pull back up corn now and see what happens if we can. And that doesn't load up exactly how I want it to. We're just going to move on because I want to get into the FOMC stuff. So we have our plan complete and up and running for tomorrow. And let's see here. Okay, so corn up. Throw that on 5 minutes. And I'll just use my normal spike striker template. Okay. Let's see if it fixed that data issue. If not, then I'll look into it and figure it out later. But I did not see that data discrepancy. There we go. See, that's clean. I didn't have that weird drop down. So by seeing that big move, that big bar right there, that let me know something was up. Okay? And I was able to validate. I'm like, man, did corn just take off? Was that a massive move? Or, what was that? And I look at it and I'm like, well, it's still a big move. It's still a 1.5 deviation move. But, I mean, it didn't drop down to 750 something. And I could see that by having a second platform up. And then I'm like, okay, so I need to clear my cache. I need to make sure my rollover dates are lining up and get it on, December now. And so, again, the steps I went to Tools, Instrument Manager. I found the instrument. I clicked on Edit in the second tab. And then I scrolled down, clicked on the months, and then went up to the December. And I'm like, oh, let's go ahead and have December roll yesterday. I hopped on CME. I saw if there's any difference in settlement, and actually September and December had the exact same trading price, so it made it really simple. And just went in there and aligned the prices to be basically at zero, but roll yesterday, and that cleaned up my entire chart. I also went ahead and cleared my cache and cookies just to make sure everything was all cleared out. And now I have a nice, clean, pretty little corn chart. But again, all that came back to being able to look at and see what was happening on a different platform. Because if you don't see something else, you don't know. You don't know that it's off. You don't know why it's off. You don't have any idea. As far as you're concerned, it's just right. Because the chart that's the price. So I always suggest you have a different platform just to validate your charts. And I do this no matter what platform I use. Because you never know what kind of data feed can be coming through, what kind of error can be happening. If you're not in a room with other traders where they're sharing charts, I mean, you need to be able to validate charts. And I like to validate it myself on my own computer. And if I see two discrepancies and I don't know which one's right, then I'm going to go over and ask some other traders or, maybe look online for some delayed data quotes and see what it looks like. Okay, pardon me. All right, so back on track over here. Let's go ahead and let's dive in to tomorrow and talk about what's coming on up. So really nothing happened today, just a quiet day. I mean, we got consumer confidence, not a big report that we put a lot of focus on, obviously. But anyway, so we have the consumer confidence report come out today. And let's see, what do we have over here? Let me pull up what I've already done with you on the news plan so I don't have to repeat a bunch of stuff. But really just the plan that we put out, let's see, yesterday on consumer confidence, I said trade the euro dollar. So we'll go look at it right now. And I mean, it's just been quiet all day, so it's, nice. But we'll pull up euro dollar here. We'll review that trade. And then we're going to dive into tomorrow when we get back. So stay right there.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And just check it out where everything's at right now. I'm looking at it all. And what I can see in here, and now what it will do is interesting. It actually auto self-corrected. So even though the settlement was there to make the roll accurately happen, remember I said I thought it was 0? Well, I went into it, and it actually did correct it by like 9 ticks. And that's why I got rid of the 9-point discrepancy there, and it took care of it. So by closing it down and clearing out my cache, it was able to auto-correct. And I actually just put a 0 in there. And I just let it take care of itself by using a previous date. And then Ninja was able to go, hey, here's the difference that we need to make sure everything rolls like it should. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know it would auto-fill that number in for me. And I'll have to use it in the future because I thought I always had to manually calculate it. So I learned something new today as well, and I'll have to try that out again in the future as different things arise. But hopefully that helps you know, okay, when you see a discrepancy, what can you do? How can you know there is one? You know, what is an alternate, means to figuring that out? And with that being said, now let's spend the remaining part of the hour. We got a good amount of time here. And we can still go in and analyze the different currency pairs and what we can do with them to potentially do some trades for tomorrow, because there's a lot of potential trades for tomorrow, and we want to be ready. Okay, so let me close all this stuff down that I've been messing with inside Ninja. Let's get on over to our news. Pull up tomorrow. We got ADP, NFP. We already talked about that plan. Let me catch you up on that so you have that one if you haven't written it down. We got an 8 to 10, and it's basically taking advantage of the NFP and the GDP. We're looking for about a 30 pip profit. It may pop up 40 or 50. It usually comes back down inside that range because Fed funds rates coming out. So we expect a little volatility in the morning. We expect implied volatility to be a little higher. Having the ADP NFP, not the major NFP, but the ADP NFP and having the US GDP should cause some volatility on it. So we want a minimum of $30 in profit on the trade. It pops, it comes back, goes flat going into, basically getting ready for the upcoming FOMC. So that is one potential trade in the morning. Then we have the crude oil inventories. And I spent a lot of time yesterday. I was going through this with a bunch of traders, and we were talking about different ways to do it. And the main thing I was focusing on over here was I was focusing on really just using Spike Striker over and over and over again. And we went through and we analyzed every single report over the last few months, and the Spike Striker did fantastic. Things that we learned are obviously, the main thing was really just if the market had retraced half before we got a signal, then we only didn't in the money. We didn't do an out of the money because we don't expect it to keep going if it retraced half of the movement off the news announcement. And the other thing we learned was only go for the aggressive entries. I mean, the conservative entries, because the aggressive entries were losing. Trying to hop in the trade early before the market had broke out of the higher low. And let's see, what was the third thing we're going into? So we had the only do in the monies, in the monies when it's retraced half. That was pretty much it. It was actually pretty simple, but we saw it worked over and over and over again. If there was no trade, don't force the trade. We talked about making sure to check the bid and offer spread. And then make sure that you're buying, getting out will get $3 higher than that. So if the bid offer spread is $5, make sure that you're, if you bought, you're going to get out, like say at 92. So like $5 bid offer spread plus $3 to make it simple, get out at 92. If you were selling and you're buying back to get out, buy out at 8 because all the volume drops off. There's no market makers quoting volume there. So that'll take care of the GDP, the NFP, the oil inventory. And now the last thing that we got coming up here is we're going to go into the news, and we want the news setup here. So we got 90 minutes before, and we're going to go into, 60 minutes before, and we're going to go into 30 minutes before on each one of these announcements. So on the 90 minutes before news announcement, what we're looking at over here is the U.S. FOMC and Fed funds rates being released at 2 o'clock. And we're looking to do Aussie dollar, okay? Basically, we want a minimum profit of $25 on the Aussie dollar. Now, this is entering at 12:30 for the 2 o'clock expiration, okay? Now, on euro dollar, $35 is our minimum profit we want on that iron condor. On the pound dollar, $40 is what we're looking for, okay? On the dollar CAD, 30. On the dollar franc, 40, and on the dollar yen, 30. So we got 30 and 30. So we got two 30s, two 40s, and a 35. And I basically just put them in, I don't know if I had them alphabetical order is what I did a while back. Yeah, so they're just in alphabetical order. They're not really in order by amounts. But just to recap that with you, this is 90 minutes. This is entering at 12:30 for 2 o'clock. And this is if the trade is there. Okay, if it's not, we don't got to force it. And our big goal on the next trade is to be able to go in, on the next FOMC is to go in and actually calculate the ones on the other 4 FX pairs. But again, that's $25 on Aussie dollar, $35 on euro dollar, $40 on pound dollar, $30 on dollar CAD, and $30 on dollar yen. If we go in and we look at the one that is 60 minutes before, okay, so this is getting in at 1 p.m. for the 2 o'clock expiration, buying the lower spread, selling the upper spread on Nadex. We're going to go in on the Aussie dollar, $20 minimum profit. Euro dollar, $30 minimum profit. Pound dollar, $35 minimum profit. Dollar CAD, $25 minimum profit. Dollar franc, $30 minimum profit. And dollar yen, $25 minimum profit. Now, if you're not getting all this, the cool thing is we got a replay, market replay. or not market replay, but a radio replay, Channel 7 on TFNN later today. If you go to TFNN.com, you click on Tiger TV, click on Channel 7, you can watch the replay, the archive of this show, so you can, fast forward, rewind, and, get these replay numbers right here. And if we go into the 30 minutes on the hour, okay, so this is 30 minutes entering at 1:30 for the 2 o'clock expiration. Now, again, you're not going to be able to get all these. That's why we're listing off a ton of them, okay? If we can get a couple off, that's awesome. Aussie dollar, $20 minimum profit. Euro dollar, $25. Pound dollar, $30. Okay, dollar CAD, $20. Dollar franc, $25. Dollar yen, $20. Those are the amounts that we would like to get on the trades. That really is the high to low expected range on the trade leading up to it. So you could also look at flirting with some butterflies on these as well. But, and basically they need to be as wide as we're saying we want minimum profit on the iron condors. So that's going to be harder to pull off a 20-tick wide US yen than it is going to be able to pull off getting $10 on two sides. So, anyways, I want to run through those numbers. So that's literally like 18 iron condors in 90 minutes, okay, that you could potentially look at doing. And you may be able to add on. You may put on the one at 12.32, and you may do the same currency pair 6, and you may put on the same currency pair, at 1, and then the same currency pair at 1:30. So lots and lots and lots of trades winding up. Okay, now let's go into the section right here. We got the euro dollar, the pound dollar, and the dollar franc. Now this is, and it's interesting because you would think, hey, it's FOMC and the market's going to explode. And now remember, if you watched the show yesterday, if you didn't, you can watch the archive. But I walked through and talked about the movements when there was a press conference and when there was a detailed release where they went into economic projections. And we've seen that when the large move happens, normally, like almost every time, okay, what we've seen is that is when both there's economic projections and a press conference. Very rarely do we see a massive move when it's just a statement of the Fed funds rate. So, understanding that fact, we expect even less movement, but there's still usually going to be plenty of implied volatility. Okay? So the Fed funds rate is going to come out at 2 o'clock. So we're actually going to do a neutral play on this. Most traders are like, oh, FOMC, market's going to go crazy. I'm not talking about the market right now. I'm focusing just on the foreign exchange. Okay? And again, there's usually less of a reaction when there's not a press conference and there's not an economic projection release along with the Fed funds rate. So we're not having that tomorrow. We're just having the statement and the Fed funds rate, no economic projection, no press conference. So on that, looking at the euro dollar, we're looking at an entry as early as 11 and no later than 1 o'clock for ideally a minimum profit of $50 for the 3 o'clock expiration. Okay? On the pound dollar, we're looking for an entry of, as early as 11, no later than 1. Okay? For 3 o'clock expiration for $50, and the exact same thing for dollar franc. So all three of those, that's what we're looking at. Now, what about the other FX pairs? I want to go ahead and add those on. That was our goal today, is to try to see if we could squeeze those in now that we got that entire news plan laid out for you. Okay? And to see, is there anything else as well that we need to make sure you have on your list? We got building approvals. We're going to need to go into that as well. We got housing starts. We have GDP, jobless claims, and PPI. That's all. Okay, PPI we don't have to cover because that's tomorrow night. Okay, so we do have a few things left that we're going to have to go over. And so it's going to be a pretty quick show here going into the end. So let me get all my charts set up on the other end. I'm having it pull all the data right now for us so we can fly through this. And once that's going, then we'll be able to move pretty fast through these remaining reports. We only have a few that we got to do, and most of them are pretty easy. Gotta love the snap message over in over in Google Chrome, so whenever Flash crashes. Okay. And got one more. Okay, jobless claims we're not going to worry about. We do the same thing every week. We look at expected movements, we look at spike trackers. So basically the exact same report that we did last week on jobless claims, just repeat that. And if you didn't get it, let me see here. Okay, we'll add that to the inventory. But go ahead and just put spike tracker on jobless claims. Put spike tracker on oil inventory. So probably need to add that as a new category to your list. Same thing on natural gas. So we want to put that on all three of those. Okay. And maybe if you can check out the webinar I did with Nadex on Monday, then that's where I went over the spike tracker on oil inventory and everything else. Okay. So going in and diving in, let's work backwards real quick because we already have at least 3 trades on FOMC. We don't have to have all of them at once. Let's add in our GDP first. So I'm going to actually sort of sounds funny. I'm going to hop forward to Thursday, and well, let's see here. We'll have a little bit of time tomorrow. Let me see what we got. June 30th. Let me see how quickly I can do this one. If it's going to be an easy one, we'll knock it out fast. And let's see, June 30th. Yeah, the CAD GDP. Okay, so looking over all of these reports right now, we want a entry at 8 o'clock, no later than 8:15, for a 10 a.m. expiration, for a minimum profit of $35. Okay, that's for Thursday, June. Okay, so July, whatever. That's going to be August 1st or whatever it's going to be. So we're going to be on 31st or 1st? 31st. So July 31st for the release there at 8:30 on the Canadian GDP. We want a $35 minimum take profit iron condor, entering at 8 no later than 8:15 for a 10 a.m. expiration. Okay, so that makes that one easy. That one's out of the way. I'm just trying to get, because tomorrow I want to be a focus on just FOMC trades. Okay, so we got GDP out of the way. We got jobless claims. That one's simple. And let's see here. Pulling that up. And we got 5, 8, 30, 12, 12, 30, 1, 11, 15. One massive one, but that wasn't really off jobless claims. That was like back in May. So I'd probably be focusing on trying to see if I can pull a spike tracker. That's probably about all I would do right now. So let's update that one to spike tracker. Okay. Let's hop on over to let's see, what are we on right here? Housing starts for Thursday morning on the U.S. yen. Get this one out of the way. And that's going to happen at 1 a.m., which is really going to put us at like there's a few different ways we can play this. I'm just trying to figure out what the best way would be. For 7 a.m. on this, I'll have that one done as soon as we come back. Then we'll knock out building approvals, and then if we have time, we'll do a couple other currency pairs over on FOMC, because we got 3 down, so 3 to go. Stay there. We'll be back right after this.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better, a 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour right here on TFNN. All right, so what we're checking out right now, going through, and I knocked out a couple trades for us so we can come back to FOMC. We got the U.S. yen report that's going to be coming out, and that's 11 p.m. Entry for the 7 a.m. expiration. Okay, it's in a 1 a.m. release. So we're entering at 11 p.m. for a 7 a.m. expiration with the report comes out at 1 a.m. and on July 31st. Okay, so tomorrow night is when this trade will happen. And we're looking for a 30 pip minimum profit on the iron condor, buying the lower spread, selling the upper spread. Okay, so that's the U.S. yen housing start trade. And then we got the Aussie dollar trading the building approvals report tomorrow night. You can enter as early as 6 for an 11 o'clock expiration, and you can go in for as little as $25 profit on the trade. Okay, so minimum profit on both sides combined, the lower spread and the upper spread of $25, and that ought to help you knock those out. Now, we already got a euro dollar. We already got a pound dollar. We already got a dollar franc. So now let's go ahead and let's add in, what do we got? Dollar yen that we want to check out. Okay. And so we'll see if we can have that one on. Usually I don't even get to these. So if we can get to even one of them, that'll be, adding another trade in our arsenal. We got, dollar franc. We don't have dollar CAD. So we add dollar CAD in. And I'll pull that up. We'll see if we get it. If not, we'll have it ready for tomorrow. But I'll pull up the dollar CAD right here. And then, let's see, we got euro dollar, pound dollar, and then, Aussie dollar. So we'll pull up Aussie dollar, see what we can get on it. And pulling that one up as well. So it's probably more trades than you can handle anyway at one time. But it'll at least get you going. And, one of the things, what I tell people is, especially, first couple times on FOMC, I mean, it honestly is wise just to demo trade it to get through, because it goes fast. Okay? But anyways, let's check out dollar yen. And we're looking for 3 o'clock expirations. We got, if we're entering earlier in the morning, okay, so got to back on up there. And remember, our morning trade is entering as early as 11 and no later than 1, okay? And taking that on to pretty much right there at 3 o'clock. We got 18 pips of movement, 9 pips of movement, 80 pips of movement. And that was on a big Fed funds release, okay? And then let's see here, 50, 80, yeah, we got some big moves. So I'm probably going to want to dive a little deeper into this one and line up the dates like we were talking about last time. And what I mean by lining up the dates is where I go in on Fed funds rates. I don't know how deep we'll get into adding these in, because I don't want to just add them in just because we want more. I want to add them in because we got the right trades. But, so if I see the last report was pretty small, and on the last report, right here, we did have all the different announcements. We had the press conferences and everything else. The report before that was also very small. That was like today, the one that's coming up tomorrow. Really nothing happening, just a basic statement. The one before that, so now we're going every other. So once you get that pattern down, okay, so last one had everything, small. Last one only had two of the 4 pieces, small. One before that, we had the press conference, the economic projections, big. It was 80-something pips, okay? One before that, we only had a couple things. It was small. One before that, we had economic projections and press conference. It was 120 pips. So, one before that, we only had 2 things. It was 45, so it was still pretty decent. Before that, we had both. It was 120. Before that, we only had 2. It was 40. Before that, we had 230. That was an insane day. All right, we'll dig into this one if we get to it tomorrow. And if not, we'll just keep adding these on as we go each time they make the release. All right, y'all stay tuned. We have another great show coming up for you right after this.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.